Hey, welcome to another innovation production. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a few honest thoughts about the Hohem iSteady X, which is a new 3-axis gimbal from Hohem. I'm going to be going through the size, the usability, and also the software. This newly released Hohem iSteady X is probably the smallest 3-axis gimbal around. This gimbal here is so small, it's almost pocketable. Now, I say almost because this bulky bit here makes it a bit hard to fit it entirely into your pocket. But you can have it mostly in and it's hanging out a little bit. So to fold it out is pretty easy. You just have to extend this bit, just screw that tight, and then just unlock it. And you're ready to go. Now this gimbal only weighs 259 grams, but it can handle smartphones up to 280 grams. Now that's huge. Now, one of the issues I had with this gimbal is that when I first bought it, there was a sticker on the side of it saying that you have to use it with the Hohem Pro app. Now, the issue is that if you go to the Google Play Store, there's no Hohem Pro app available. There's a whole bunch of Hohem apps for different gimbals. So I had to do an online chat with the customer service, and they sent me the link to download the APK file, which is the installation file, and I installed that. Now, the software has some glitches. When I first installed it, it automatically updated the software, and sometimes it would show up in Chinese, sometimes in English, but after a while it sort of worked itself out somehow. I'm not sure how. The software is also quite limited in terms of what resolution or what frame rates you want to shoot at. It only gives you 720p, 1080p, and 4K at 30 frames per second. Now, in terms of usability, like as you can see, I've got fairly small to average size hands. Because the gimbal is so small in terms of the handle, when you're holding it, it's actually hard to get to certain functions. For example, you've got the zoom button here, and when you're holding it like this, it's actually really difficult to navigate to that. Now, to bypass that issue, it does come with a little tripod stand which you can screw into the unit, and with that, it's actually a lot more comfortable to hold. In which case you can actually reach the button at the side here. This gimbal is fairly simple in terms of its functionality. Apart from the zoom slider here, you've got an on-off button here, you've got a shutter release button here, and you've got a directional stick here. And then you've got a USB charging port right there. And that's all it has. Now you've got multiple functions attached to the power button here. Obviously you hold down to turn the device on, and make sure you have the smartphone installed in it before you turn it on. Now once it's on, you press the power button again and it will change from landscape to portrait and vice versa. If you press the power button 5 times, it will go into auto calibration mode, where it will calibrate it to make sure that it's balanced. With the shutter release button, you press once to take a photo, press twice to take a video, and press twice again to stop the video. And Hohem has a lot of other videos on YouTube where it shows you how to do the different functions like the inception mode and the dolly mode and all that. The directional stick is quite basic, but it's quite okay to use, and it's quite smooth when you're panning and tilting. So there you go, some initial thoughts on the Hohem iSteady X. Now the biggest plus to this gimbal is, of course, as I mentioned, its size. It's so small that you can just take it with you anywhere and not even think twice about it. So if I get time, I'll show you some footage of me using this gimbal. Thanks for watching.